Hi everyone, it is Natalie from Being Intentionally Creative. We are going to be doing a new mold today. It is technically a mushroom house that we're going to be doing. It's meant to be for candles, but hey, if it's silicone, you can pretty much use it however you want to. What I'm going to attempt to do is make the top of it shades of orange too, and then make the house part, the bottom of it, a brown. I haven't made this before, and I'm not, as usual, with me, I have no idea how much it's going to take. What I've done is I have an extra mold here, just a flat one, coaster, that if I have anything left over, I'm just going to put in here, and then I'm going to see what I can make, if I need to, out of it. The colors we're going to use today are a water-based pigment that I got from Temu, which is their orange, so it's kind of a light orange. We're also going to use the orange from Jdiction, which is more of a reddy orange. So I thought, well, those would be a nice contrast together. And then I'm just using the Jdiction brown, keeping it simple and basic. Now, as I say, I have no idea. I'm going to make up 60 mils for this part. So if you can see sort of this part of it, we'll let that set up. We'll then do the brown. And if I can get the amount right on that, then it kind of helps me to maybe figure out the rest of this. And again, I'll be making notes so I don't forget. But yeah, we're going to keep this kind of simple today, doing something using the mixed mold because I have it. And so we can see how this piece will turn out at the end of the day. My sister is a bit of a mushroom, not fanatic, I don't want to say that, but she does like mushrooms. So I thought, well, this would be a cool piece to make just because. And we will see how it looks. Now, because of the fact that it doesn't have intricate spots in it, but I think what I might do is leave it for once we get the house part done, the bottom part of it, I'll probably leave it for 2 or 3 hours just because I can. And as I've mentioned to you before, I like to make sure that things are completely cured. I don't want to take something out and break it, and it's going to be solid, so that shouldn't happen. And as I say, there's no real intricate parts on this, but I'd rather, leave it for a couple hours and get it out and have no problem than to try and take it out too early. I'm going to go figure out my product as far as getting my mixed mold ready and the water all figured out. And then we will come back, and then hopefully I don't have to make more, but if I do, that I can do it quick enough that there isn't an issue with it. I prefer there not to be any really visible lines within the roof part itself. Anyway, I'll be back. We're back. Okay. I am going to mix up the mixed mold, and then I'm going to split it pretty much into 2 cups and then pour it. And again, fingers crossed I have enough. One can always hope, right? One can always hope. So, up to anything interesting today, people? Anything fun and exciting going on in your lives? Have you had your vacation, your summer vacation yet? I used to, when I was working in the corporate world, I used to take my vacation in the fall. I love the fall. And here in Canada, oh my gosh, like the leaves changing color and cooler weather. Fall, it was like I didn't care if other people were taking holidays in the summer. It was all, for me, it was all about taking vacation in the fall when it was cool, when it is cool here. Now, granted, over the last couple of years, we all know the weather's sort of doing its own thing these days, and there's really, it is just doing its own thing, but I absolutely love the fall. And I live in an area where I can go for a drive and see such beautiful fall trees. Yeah, it is absolutely my favorite time of year. So if you had vacation, you do anything fun and exciting, or did you just stay home? I think I've asked that question before, and I know people have been sort of giving me updates on what they've been doing, which is fabulous. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, what's going on with you people? And no music in this video. No music. I don't want that to flip in. Get that off. 1, 2. That's about enough. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to come out. So, yeah, this is it. This is got a bit of red in it. That Jdiction stuff definitely got a red tinge to it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, clean that off, because I was thinking I'll just throw it into the other one. It's still orange. It's not going to matter, and I don't know how these are going to sort of play out together. This one definitely seems to be, well, this has got more of a yellow to it, actually. A yellow orange. And very soft and pastel-y. This one's definitely going to need some more orange in it. I don't know. Well, yes, I do know why I put my lids back on. I do it so if it falls over, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is definitely more of a yellow than an orange. So, hey, yeah, that's definitely yellow. There's no orange in that. Or as far as I can tell, there's really no orange in that. That's yellow. That's okay. So let's pour these, and let's hope that we get... No, okay, stop. You guys gotta get going. Ooh. You know, I should have this closer to me so I can see where we are from a... oops. Actually, I think I'm going to have just enough, people. Maybe have a little bit left over, but I think we're going to have just enough. Yay! Way to go, Natalie. Do you get excited? I mean, that was a very calm. Yay, Natalie. But do you get excited when you know you've gotten something measured out right, and you really just guessed at it? I think it's brilliant. Okay. Oops. No, I don't really want that there, do I? Get that before it goes. I've spilt some on the house part, and I don't want it there, because I was doing so well too. So we'll just hopefully get that out of there so we don't really have that yellow showing up. Yep, looks good. We'll just bounce this a little bit. Yeah, and you're probably wondering, so Natalie, why have you put that into a container? And I've done this with some molds, some of my bigger ones. And the reason for having done it in the past was depending on the mold and how secure it was. You know, if it fell, I wanted it in a container so that I didn't, have stuff all over the place. But interestingly, I was just kind of sitting here. I went, why don't you just put this in something? Now, I've never had an issue with the mold. I don't expect I'm ever going to have an issue with the mold. But you never know. You don't know. So I thought, no, I'll just, be smart, and I'll put this in something, because we're dealing with a liquid that's going to go really quickly somewhere. And yes, it sets up pretty quick. But even still, I don't want this ending up anywhere it's not supposed to. Anywho, that's my reason for putting it in here. And to kind of level it, I really do need to get this mat flattened out. It's kind of driving me nuts. We will let this sit now. I'm thinking because it took 60 mils to do the bottom, I kind of want to I kind of want to, yeah. I'm thinking maybe 100 for the rest of it. Because even though it's not as wide as the base is, I mean, there's quite a bit of distance there. So I think I'm maybe going to make 100 mil. And the nice thing is that because I'm just using the brown, I am, like if I had to mix up more on the fly, maybe what I'll do is I'll just have some more aside if I do need to mix it up. It won't be a big deal because I'll try and get it as close to the brown that's already mixed up. Anyway, enough of my chattering. At the next step, I'll bring you back. Okay, on to the brown. And I have an extra 20 mils if I need it. I have done 100, so 100. 100? Yes, 100. Oh, gosh. Yeah, wish I could remember. Anyway, 100, so let's mix this up. And then we'll add our brown. Do this. Decided to do it in a big bowl instead of a small bowl. And I don't think I've got enough water here. I wonder, you know what? I think I did. I think I poured the wrong into the wrong cup. Ha ha. Look at me go. Anyways, we'll mix this up and then I'll add a bit more water. Easy enough done because I always have extra anyway. Yeah, I think what I did is I put the wrong amount in the wrong. Yeah, so that's okay. I should have set the one I didn't want to the side. So we'll add some more of this. And I'll just do a bit at a time. I don't want to make it too watered down. Yeah, that's the problem with having, I'm sometimes very good at putting things off to the side so I don't mix the wrong things. And this time I kind of, oh well, at least I had extra water, right? I could get to it, so that's pretty cool. Set up a little bit more. So it'd be kind of cool if I got the second amount right, and I think I'm going to take that out. Put in the brown. And I'm going to recommend, so these little caps that are on these bottles, take them off so they don't fall into your mixture. I've had that happen before where I didn't realize they'd fall off as easily as they did, and then it ends up in your mixture. It's not a big deal to take them out. I'm just giving you sort of a little tip that if you want to avoid that, to make sure that you remove it before you tip it upside down and have to go fishing it out or something. So that's quite a nice chocolate brown. And what I might do just to make things interesting, I was thinking I could, if I just put a couple of drops of it in and didn't mix it, well, mix it, you know, in really fully. Give me one, come on. Drop and drop. All right, we'll just do that. And then we'll just sort of smoosh that around without having got an air bubble in it. Trying to get rid of it. Oh, the things we do for our creative endeavors, eh? Okay, so let's just pour this and let's see how far we get. It would be great if I didn't have to mix up anymore. I'd be very, very happy with that. But as I say, it's not going to be a big deal. And actually, you know, if I'm off by a little bit, does it matter if it's not the full height? Not really. Now, I don't have quite enough. But let's see. As I get in your way again. Don't you love when I do that? At some point, I'll work on getting my camera above versus the way it is now. So I do have some air bubbles in there. Let me just get my lighter. Have one of these that just locks up. Okay. Debating. Oh, let's do it. We'll mix this up. This is probably going to be too much, and that's okay. I'll deal. And I'm just going to mix this up and put brown in it. I'm not going to worry about the swirls in it. So I think the 10 might have done it better than 20, but that's okay. Oops. There's something red in there. Hopefully it'll just sink to the bottom and stay there. 5 drops in that. I have to admit, you know, working with the resin-crete is actually kind of cool. Or not the resin-crete, I mean the mixed mold. Just because it sets so quickly and easily. So I'm really just pouring this down the center of it. Like, let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just pouring it right in the center. Wow. Okay, so there we have it. That took 120 mils, grams, call it whatever you want. I'm trying not to sneeze here off camera. So 60 for the top of it and 120 for the body of it. So good thing I had that I could easily mix it up and throw it in. Okay, now we are going to let this sit and set for a couple of hours. I don't think it needs it. I really don't. But again, as I say, I don't want to, you know, potentially damage this at all. So I'm going to let it sit for 2 hours, and we will take it out in that amount of time once it's done at my end. I'll see you then. I think it's time to take it out of its mold. So let's get at it. I put gloves on just because, even though it's had a couple hours to sit, I just don't want to get any marks on it with my fingers. So I figure we'll just take it out with gloves on. See how this is like the other mold. Just craziness here, people. Okay. And I apologize again. I don't know why I'm apologizing for putting this off camera as such, but you know, in Canada, we will apologize for this, you know, it not being a sunny day outside. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to spend time with Canadians, but we apologize for everything. Ooh, oh, this is so cool. I hope you appreciate this. So let's start at the top. So not too bad for the lid, eh? It'll be interesting to see. We'll come back to this once this is had overnight, from my perspective, to set up. But that's kind of cute, eh? Yeah, there you go. So, apologizing, Canadian, and the word a, Canadian. You will never, yeah, you will always know I'm a Canadian if I ever say the word a. Canadians are known for it. Okay. So it looks like we've got a little bit of coloring that's coming down here, but I don't care. And it also looks like, whether I broke them off inside there, I don't know. But I think I had a couple of spots where I kind of broke things off. And the door handle got broken off. So there are some, what probably would have been helpful is if I had banged it a little bit more when I was filling up the brown, for sure on that. And I have some air bubbles in the orange, but that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Now you can sort of notice, and I'm going to get a stick to point out. So in here, you can kind of see it looks detached. But if you think of a house in general, I also have some air bubbles down. So I should have taken a little more care in, like there's a big air bubble there. When I was, I should have banged it a little bit more as I was pouring it in. Again, I'm still not totally comfortable with the product. And when I say not comfortable, I only mean from the sense of I'm trying to get things done so quickly because I don't want it to start setting. That's what I mean. I'm not comfortable with it. I think I've come a long way with it, the ceramic resin in general. But I have to admit, that's a cute little house. Rustic. I know how much ceramic resin, so that the bottom was 120, this was 60, so that's 180 total. I like the fact that we did two-tone. For sure on that. Yeah, so we will just leave this and we will come back in the morning once this has had time to, air out, dry out. It's heavy, yeah. It's probably about a pound right now, give or take. But, and I'm taking my gloves off. Can you hear that? Okay, they're off. Done. We will see how much I know when I did the mix to mold flower pots. Like a 24-hour period is amazing how much lighter these pieces get as the water is, sort of evaporated out of them. But I have to admit, I think that is very cute. I will have to be more careful moving forward. Not sure how I can fix the door handle. And maybe it's a matter of taking some resin and doing something with it. But for first go at it, I think it's cute. I'd put this if I protected this, and please don't say it. I get it. I still need to do a video on the whole, how do we seal these things up? Totally on board with you on that one. But yeah, I think this would look really cute, sort of hidden out in a garden somewhere. Very cute. Very, very cute. Anyway, we'll let it sit overnight. We'll come back in the morning and we will see how it looks. From me to you, have a good night. I will see you in my morning. It's the next day, and here we are with our piece. It's dried out a little bit. It's not as dark as it was yesterday when it was taken out of the mold. At least the brown isn't. And it's kind of interesting because it's got a bit of a tinge to it, the brown does. And was the orange solid when I did it? Maybe not, but I don't know if it's because it maybe picked up some of the orange somehow, or it's just the way it's dried itself. I still think it's a very cute piece. And next time when I make it, I will make sure to jiggle it around a little bit before I, fill it right up, both for the hat, if you want, the roof, and the house. And if I were to do it in a solid color, obviously I would do the same thing. I'd bang it about a little bit to try and dislodge any air bubbles from around it. But it is a cute piece. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting, and the coloring using the products that I used. If you have any comments below, like, subscribe. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of my audience. And it is always fun every once in a while just to do something simple and cute. Take care. Bye for now.